everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a makeup tutorial on the look you can see now, and it is featuring the Urban Decay Original Naked Palette. So I'm going to start by using my Rimmel Lasting Finish Primer. I'm just going to dot this over my face and rub it in. This is just going to help all the makeup last a bit longer, and it also helps to minimise the appearance of pores. And then I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I have this in 120 Classic Ivory and I have the Dewy and Smooth version. I'm just using an XO Beauty round top face brush to blend this in. I love this brush for foundation. I actually really want to try the flat top brush as well, but I haven't got around to purchasing it yet. So anyway, I'm just moving on to concealer now. I'm using my Collection Lasting Perfection in the shade Fair 1. And I'm just going to dot this under my eyes instead of drawing triangles, just because the coverage is so thick. I tend to have too much product if I draw triangles. So I'm just starting by blending it in with my fingers, and then I'm going to move on to my foundation brush just to make sure that it is blending in nicely with my foundation. I actually forgot to set my foundation and concealer, but I do come back to it later. Next I'm going to take my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion sample in Eden, and I'm just going to pat this all over my eyelids. You want to keep patting this in until it becomes very difficult to blend, because that's when it's going to help prevent creasing the best and the eyeshadows are going to stick to it the best. So after that I'm moving on to my brows, and I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Artist Shaper Pencil in Blonde. So I just brush them out first and then I fill them in just a little bit. I don't like my brows to look too heavy, so I really just fill out the sparse bits and then I just brush them through again at the end, and that's all I do. For eyeshadow I'm using the Urban Decay Original Naked Palette. Firstly I'm using the shade Naked as a transition colour. So using the fluffy end of the brush that actually comes with this palette, I'm just going to sweep that colour into my crease. Then using Sidecar, which is this really sparkly shade here, I'm just going to use the other end of the same brush and pat this all over my lid. And then just to add a bit of dimension, I'm taking Toasted and adding it into my crease and in the outer V using an XO Beauty crease brush. I love this brush because it's so small and you can be very, very precise with it. You just want to blend it all together so there's no harsh lines. The brush that I'm using now is called the Artiste All Over Shadow Brush, but I use it for blending because it's large and fluffy enough. So now taking Virgin, I'm just going to use this to highlight my inner corners and also underneath my brow bone. I'm using this L'Oreal Black Kohl Liner, and I'm not doing a wing but just keeping it very simple and putting it on my upper lash line. And then for mascara I'm going to use my Nature Extreme Volume Mascara, and I'm just putting this on the top lashes, not the bottom lashes. So at this point I realised that I hadn't set my foundation and concealer, so I'm going to do that now using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. I'm using the lightest shade, which is the middle one, to set my concealer. And then I'm going to be using the shade on the right to set the rest of my face. So for bronzer I'm using the same ambient lighting palette. I'm using the shade on the left this time. It's very, very subtle. You probably won't be able to see it at all, but it's just going to add a little bit of warmth into my face so it doesn't look kind of all one colour. I'm using my Chi Chi Mosaic Blush in Pink Rose. This is so pigmented, you've got to be very, very careful. So I'm using a Real Techniques stippling brush just so that it doesn't come off too harsh. And I'm just stippling that onto my cheeks. It's such a beautiful colour. And then to finish off, you can use any lipstick colour that you want because this is quite a neutral look, but I'm going to be using this one here, which is called Paradise, and it's from Natio. I really love the formula of the Natio lipsticks. They're very comfortable to wear and they've still got really good pigmentation. So this is just like a coral peach colour and I love it for summer. So this is the finished look. I really hope you like it. I find this to be really wearable on an everyday basis. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.